In our first video, we'll be looking at pictures of people who can help us in our community and see what different jobs they do too. Some of the people you may recognise, or you may recognise their jobs, and some of them you may not know. There might be new jobs to you. So let's have a look. Our first picture is of paramedics. And paramedics are people who help us in our community when we're not feeling too well. They may come in an ambulance or an ambulance car to help us to get to the hospital. And as you can see, they wear a uniform and also they carry their equipment in their bag too. So I wonder if you've seen a paramedic in your community. Why don't you have a chat with your adults about all the people that help you while we go through our pictures as well. These are some very important people in our community. These are our refuse collectors, and they come round to keep the streets really clean, to pick up all our rubbish and to make our community a better place to live in. So you might see them once a week or once a fortnight, and they usually drive a big truck that you'll be able to spot quite easily along the streets where you live. The next job that we've got here, you might not see them very often, but they're very important. We've got some builders. Now, builders build lots of interesting things in our community. They might build houses, schools, they might build churches and office places, or really interesting places like libraries and museums too. They've got lots of equipment with them to help them to build. I wonder if you'd like to be a builder when you're older. Here's a picture that we would recognise. We've got some pictures of dentists. They help us with our smile. They help us to keep our teeth really, really nice. It's really important that we go to the dentist because they're lovely people who help us in our community. They've also got lots of equipment that they use to help us to keep our teeth lovely and clean and healthy. People in our community don't just help people, they can also help our pets. And people who help our pets and different animals are called vets. And here's a great picture of the vets looking after our animals, our dogs and our cats too, being very kind to them and keeping them healthy. If our grown-ups have trouble with their cars, maybe they need a mechanic to look and see what's wrong with it, to go under the car bonnet and to fix it, maybe to have a look at their tyres to make sure that their vehicle is in tip-top condition, ready for them to drive. Some jobs we don't see in all areas of the country, so it depends on where you live. So where I live in the city, I don't see lifeguards, because lifeguards help us usually at the seaside, and they do a very important job to ensure that everyone is safe on the water if people get into trouble out in boating accidents or even when they're swimming in the sea. And then another job that you might not be familiar with is this one, which is a sign language interpreter. And sign language is for people who don't hear very well. So they use their hands to communicate. They can sign to people, which is a way of talking to them. So that might be a new job. Why don't you have a go at thinking about all the people in the community that help you? And it'd be really nice if you could draw a picture. Maybe it would be a police officer or a teacher. Could be someone who helps you to cross the road. And we'd love to see your pictures here at EYFS Home. So once you've done them, why don't you ask your adults, your grown-up in your home, to email them to EYFS Home or to share them on our social media pages too. I hope you enjoyed our video and I look forward to seeing you in our next one.